It is the 41st millennium. For 10,000 years, the Imperium has dominated the galaxy. There is only war. Every human soul, from the most highborn lord to the most basic servitor, is dedicated to the service of the God Emperor of mankind. The Imperium's battle fleets and armies, from the conscripted soldiers of the Astra Militarum to the elite space marines of the Adeptus Astartes, keep humanity safe from alien threats and cosmic horrors beyond imagining. But there is another war. It is the one in which I serve.
Identity. Commence war translation.
Is not one of battlefields and fleet engagements. It is waged by the dedicated agents of the Imperial Inquisition. It is fought in the cities and hives of the Imperium. In the back streets and the forgotten sublevels. In hive cities like Tertium.
We are surrounded! Don't get overrun!
For if the Inquisition fails, if we fail, the Imperium falls with us.
Right. Seeing as how you're new at this, I reckon the best thing to do is throw you in at the deep end, so enjoy it. The heretics control the bulk of the transit mover network running through Chasm Station. Moving supplies, personnel, the works. You're gonna redirect a train carrying an arch heretic and ambush him on the platform. Got it? Then let's find out what you're made of.
Well, that could have gone tidier, but she got the job done. Putting the traitor lieutenant down in the dust has thrown the occupation of Chasm Station into disarray. Breaks my heart. Vanguard elements of the Moebian 21st are moving in even as we speak. As for you, seeing as you're still breathing, Explicator Zola was the word.
Enemy resistance in the hive is chewing holes in the warband. We're losing trained veterans. And what do I get to replace them with? Dirtbag raw recruits like you. So here's a chance to impress me. You need to give us your best on every damn mission. You understand? I'll be watching you, Acolyte. What does your best look like?
Tertium can't fight without a sustainable water supply. So guess what the heretics have gone after? The trouble's confined to a single silo, for now. The heretics are pumping their poison in from there. Get down there and deal with the demon, by any means necessary. You know how this works.
It's starting to look like there's more to all this than some renegade guardsman wielding a grudge. Not sure what those things were, but you can be sure it's going to be trouble. Still, clean water's flowing again, and you've given the heretics one in the eye into the bargain. We'll get the silo secured. Hopefully that's an end of the matter. I've cut you the necessary clearance for the commissary. You've earned it.
There's a vast cogitator array hidden in the torrent. The heretics use it for gathering intel, so let's exploit that. Security's no joke, but some of the ex-cartel, now Moebian lackey gun hands, will have today's cipher idents. Soon as you're inside, feed the data package into the array. They'll never know what you've done until it's too late.
Would you look at that? Another successful mission. I guess Zola might have been right about you after all. The Water Cartel's certainly seen better days. No tears from me. Nasty fighters from what I've heard, so it's just as well we're not taking them on at the same time. Still, they can rest easy knowing they've helped us feed the heretics a bunch of bad intel. Should make things easier for us in the coming days. I can't argue with that.
You're heading into the torrent. Radix identified a target that wants eliminating. The target's turned an enforcer station into a private bolt hole. Ironic or what? Go in through the sewers, find your way up to the streets, execute the target, don't let me down.
It seems that for once, dear Augustine did not exaggerate. There's one arch-heretic fewer among the living. May the celebrations begin, etc., etc. I understand that the surviving Water Cartel have taken the opportunity to remonstrate with the heretics. I do so like a brawl with no winners. But don't even think that you'll be resting on your laurels. You're still scum, but you're useful scum. In fact, I think it's time you introduced yourself to Hadron. I'm sure she's going to simply adore you.
Tonight, you're indulging a bit of anti-hydroponics. Killing the Fates tree and block Larinax. That means getting up-to-the-minute data on the current iteration of the Blight to facilitate the creation of what Magos Kareem calls a blessed unguent of shriving. You don't ask me, that's what I was told. You've got the easy job. I've got to play nice with some of Tertium's nobility. Radix idea, bastard.
That one got a bit hairy by the end, didn't it? Still, he went in, did the job, and got out alive. Not everyone does. Chances are you won't next time. That Fates tree's a nasty business, but you've given us the keys to a permanent solution. At least, so Kareem says. Not that I understand every second word he uses. Either way, you've put Wolfer's nose out of joint, and that makes this a good day, whatever comes next.
There's a lot of work to be done. A lot. Tertium's big and we're just scratching the surface. I suggest you use your downtime to pick up the slack. We'll be posting up contracts. Scouting, sweeps, surveillance, that sort of thing. I know, more work to do. But people who put in the time can earn a few markers for their effort. The seniors have their eye on you. Plus, it pays extra.
Attention, varlets. The heretics have waylaid a cargo train at Manufactorum HL 1736. This train holds a special consignment pertaining to matters you would not understand, and that I do not care to explain. Your task is to secure the train and forget that you ever undertook this mission. If you do not do so voluntarily, I'm sure that Stephanie will oblige.
I am
told that careful use of compliments is an aid to morale. With that in mind, I am pleased to impart the knowledge that your performance was not as woeful as I might have otherwise expected. Am I doing it right? It is so hard to tell. No matter. Interrogator Rannick wishes to have one of his interminable conversations. Be gone. Should you seek additional training before your next deployment, Stephanie has begun a new initiative in the meat grinder. Due to compromised flight path visibility, all military activities are suspended till sunup.
Morning Star. This is working. Curse this antiquated fox. I have vital information for techno-archaeologist Hadron Omega 77.
I know of a facility hidden in one of Tertium's interzone voids. It holds the lost secrets of forging true
Moebian steel. How have I discovered this, you ask? A gentleman never boasts. But hurry. I fear the dastardly Moebian synths are getting closer all the time.
Admonition have gained control of a complex transmission station in the Hourglass. Its heretical broadcasts are undermining morale in that region, and even causing some to question their faith. Terminate the signal and gather intel on the point of origin. We need to know where it's coming from.
By decree of the Adeptus Administratum, all citizens are to resist. All citizens are to obey.
And so the heretic voxcast falls silent, and the blessed word is restored. Still, you achieved your usual glorious body count. Seriously, I'm almost very slightly impressed. But if we ever doubted the presence of some kind of cult on Tertium, we can consider those doubts laid to rest. This bears careful consideration indeed. Given your performance, I've cleared you for access to Sir Melk's Requisitorium. Do make yourselves useful to him.
Ominous sire be praised. Tertiary assets have located a foundryplex in the interzone void. With access to such facilities, we can produce the Moebian steel of old, rather than the substandard modern formulation. Initiate contact with our informant, follow his instructions, and wake the foundryplex. Understood? You continue to almost completely fail to disappoint. Well done. The secret to Moebian steel is at last within our grasp, though I do not expect you to comprehend its wonder. But you might have arranged to leave this swagger down there. The Morning Star is no place for this individual, no matter what loyalties he claims. I am certain that I am not alone in this opinion, which I suppose makes for a pleasing change.
Since we lost control of the Hourglass, light production has gone through the roof. Nasty business, no lie. I'll take it as a personal favour if you go in there and put a stop to their nonsense. Leave nothing breathing. By the way, the Vox is playing up. I've asked Hadron to take a look, but don't expect anything to change.
Well, that got the cultists so good as stirred up, didn't it? I reckon they thought they were safe up in the Hourglass. Glad to prove them wrong. I doubt this will keep the blight production halted forever, but given how things are right now, I'll take all the victories I can get. I hear Hadron has a little something she'd like you to take care of. Just be careful. She's a bit... well, you'll find out. Just keep your mouth shut and nod when she speaks. Trust me.
You're making decent progress, I'll give you that. But I need more. Rannick's still got eyes everywhere, hunting for the traitor on board. It could be anyone. So if you want to prove yourself, you'll have to work even harder. Are we clear, acolytes? Put in the hours and make yourself indispensable. From now on, it's do or die.
Hear me. We are the Moebian 6, returned and redeemed. Their chains no longer bind us. Their bastions can no longer hold us. Once we were lost, like you, blinded by faith and acceptance. Only when our eyes were opened did we truly see the lies for what they were. We are your sons. We are your daughters. We have come home. It is our solemn pledge to bring about a new and glorious age of freedom and prosperity. Join us and cast off the falsehoods of the Ilk.
Enough of that heretic filth. Right, listen up. We got a well-trained traitor army on our hands, and this Wolfer fella seems to be at the head of it. The Inquisitor's Wormwood agents have tracked their latest propaganda broadcast, giving us the location of their staging area. Two of Wolfer's lieutenants, the Karnak twins, are leading operations in Abzone HL 7004. The Carnival was never a nice area, but now the heretics are dug in like rats. Word is that some kind of stim is spreading through the streets, making those nasty buggers even nastier. See if you can turn the tide and get us a win on the board, eh? Right. You got your orders. Get out there and bring those heretics to their knees. You're heading down into HL 7004, known as the Carnival in the local lingo. If you can't buy something there, it ain't for sale. Moebians have the place on lockdown. Anyone still alive down there is either a heretic or damned by association. The local amphitheatre's a crossroads for all the district's illegal trade, including the Moebians' illicit stims. They could be connected to the Blight, so we want a sample for study.
Another bad day for Wolfer, another good day for us. He can't be happy that we've shut down his stim pipeline. He's been pulling in the big guns. You've met him already. Rodin and Rinda Karnak. Nasty pieces of work and no mistake. Crossed paths with them briefly a while back. They were mean then, and thrown knows they'll only be worse now. Still, with the stim safely undercarved by the Moebian 21st, that's another weight off my mind.
Followed up on the source of the blighted stims, and wouldn't you know, it's an obscura den down in the Carnival. Make no mistake, this is the heart of enemy territory. Every man's hand, tentacle, or unidentifiable appendage will be against you. We can't cut the stim supply, but we can learn from their operation. So get in, have a poke around, and grab me some juicy intel.
You know, if this streak of success continues, I may have to start learning some of your names. Thankfully, that day remains far in the future. It seems that Wolfer and the Karnak twins are the heart of the Moebian invasion. Thought will be given to removing them. We shall have to proceed with the utmost care, however. Wolfer may look and talk like a brute, but I've learned the hard way that it's better not to judge by appearances. We'll speak again, I'm sure. Or at least I'll talk and you'll listen. The Emperor protects.
I have something special for you today. Wormwood agents have confirmed the location of the Karnak twins, two of Wolfer's key war leaders. The twins have made something of a name for themselves since returning to Atoma, and they have a body count to match. If anyone knows where Wolfer's hiding, it's them. Take them down, but leave one breathing. I want a prisoner capable of talking. We can't risk Wolfer knowing we're coming, so this mission is strictly off the books. Get in, get one of the twins to volunteer, and do the Emperor proud.
I suppose all's well that ends in something other than complete and utter failure. The fall of the Karnaks has only intensified the cultist fervor. I wonder why. Understand that while I am pleased at how you acquitted yourselves, Augustine will be stepping back from operations while she renews her perspective. We may be an unusual little band, but there must be discipline even here. Hopefully I won't have call to remind you of that. The Emperor protects.
The Moebian 6th Infantry Regiment were ordered to Nox Alpha, a death world in the outer Moebian fringe, to quell an unknown uprising plaguing the planet. 50,000 of the Emperor's finest men and women. We had no idea what we were up against.
Captain, are these dogs ready to die?
Yes, sir.
I don't know what's worse, the enemy or that carking commissar.
I guess we'll find out soon enough. Now quiet down. Defeat was inevitable. We prepared to sell our lives for the Imperium. But as despair festered, a stranger walked among us.
Heretics! By the throne, you will all pay for this!
We were taught what it meant to be strong, to be blessed. And thus we became the true defenders of humanity. How will your false emperor protect you now?
Our orders are to drive the heretics from a designated sector of Throneside. There is an old Aegis station in Enclavum, Baross. We take it as our beachhead and hold for reinforcements. Interrogator Rannick entrusted me with this mission. I speak with his voice as he speaks with Grendel's. Do not forget that.
Another acceptable outcome. I'm starting to think I'm being set up for some kind of terrible joke. However, with the Aegis station back in the Moebian 21st hands, we can look at expanding our efforts in Throneside. I trust that my protege was both commanding and discreet. I jest, of course. I see everything. Never forget that. It's good to have reliable underlings, I find. Do bear that in mind. I have high hopes for Hestia, and for you. The Emperor protects.
All signs point to the Moebians not working alone in this little disaster. They've got help on the inside. Fortunately, the shifting battlefronts have opened up access to Archivum Sycorax. Once you're in the deep archives, your servo skull will help you dig up the dirt. She's a handy lass.
I don't know any more than you do about this supposed traitor, but you've made war for an unhappy man all over again, and that's good enough for me. You're starting to make yourself a bit of a reputation. Rennick almost did that thing that looks a bit like a smile. Only for a bit, mind, and he went straight back to staring at his data slate. He's been doing that a lot lately. Could be something, could be nothing. But I'd keep your head down if I were you. You'll thank me later.
I don't imagine you're expecting me, my darlings. But let's make some trouble, shall we? The Moebian sick, scruffy-looking ruffians they are paying off their sympathizers. Brendel's spies say it's a haul of prismata crystals, and I want them. Hot foot it to the meeting point, acquire the crystals, and we'll be best mates. You want that?
I confess that I'm somewhat conflicted. I know that Morrow gave you one of his little warnings about loyalty, betrayal, and woeful inevitable consequences, but still you decided to swan around like a pirate at this Hallowite woman's request. Melk I'll deal with later, but make no mistake, you work for me. Not the Commodore, not the ship mistress, not Hadron, not Swagger, not even Morrow. Me. I do hope our working relationship isn't going to end with me manfully refusing to shed a tear over your executed corpse. The Emperor protects.
You're playing courier. We've got an encrypted report that's transmitting to a listening station up in the Big Black. It can't be sent from the Morning Star, so we need an alternate method. A ground-side complex dish. Said dish is on top of Archivum Sycorax, deep in contested territory, so at least you'll not be bored.
The signal's away and our report with it. I don't know who it's for. Rannick's playing things even closer than normal right now. I reckon he's taking Zola's moment of initiative harder than he pretends. He's not one to trust easily, so even small betrayals cut deep. That's what comes from overthinking things. Still, at least Zola's still breathing. Doesn't always end that way with Rannick. But the war goes on and we're playing our part. That's what soldiers do. So hold your heads high until I call for you again, yeah?
You've done what more generous men might call commendable work in following the trail of the blighted stims. The next step awaits. You're returning to the carnival, to the district surrounding the Cathedral of Messalina Vengeance, though whatever holiness once touched this area was long departed. I've analyzed the data, and it would appear that the Cathedral is in fact the next link in this squalid little chain. Proceed there at best speed, taking care not to die before strictly necessary.
Were I a man to deliver thanks or hearty congratulations, I'd offer both. Once again, you had to fend for yourselves on a mission gone awry, and performed with gusto. Not only did you put an end to the ritual, but we also have a name to put to our pains. Admonition. Their motives and goals may remain opaque for the moment, but names hold power. For the record, I'm still not going to trouble myself to learn yours. However, you may consider me gravely impressed. You can be sure I'll find work for you again soon.
Acolytes, you've both done well. My senior staff evaluate the two of you as commendable. You've earned a special reward, a formal place in the warband. For one of you. For the other, the unforgiving wrath of the Inquisition. The traitor has at last been identified. Did you think you could hide your true nature from me? Of you, Acolyte, I have no more doubts. You've served me well, and you will continue to do so. Welcome to the Warland. Welcome to the Inquisition. Get the maintenance servitor in here before it starts to smell, will you, Sergeant Major?